It's Zenzi. We're going to do a little practice run showing Free Will Smithy. So, hello RS. How you doing this morning? It's 7 a.m. Okay, just finished Determined. I'm determined that there's a collaborative future for us. Got inspired. Good old Deutsch. We're going to read from him, okay? But I want to show you how the globe's original consulting philosopher, quantum physiology, makes things happen. So in addition to Deutsch, and what I really want to get back to, Determined came in, but I'm reading The New Negro, The Life of Philosopher Alain Locke. He started the philosophy department at Howard, and I would like you and me to figure out how Stanford and Howard can collaborate on my intellectual property. I've sorted the hard problem of consciousness into an easy pivot. Now, I'm doing all the regression thinking of a unifying theory of human energy, potential, well-being. It's philosophers speak for body, mind, and soul. Now, we are both atheists, so there ain't no unexplainables in my theory. Now, this is my pal here, Eric Condell. Go, this is the best. He's teaching me the whole history that you probably had to pay, a few $100,000 to get. And, the interesting thing is he's such a parallel life to Mario Capecci. You mentioned him in Determined, our good knockout mice buddy. He came and sat next to me at breakfast at a Silomar. I'm living right here in Pacific Grove. Let's do another like Genentech, meet at a Silomar, start the philosophical evolution that leads to the next scientific revolution. I'm the philosophical evolution that leads to the next scientific revolution. Sorry, I got all these books. I want to make sure everyone gets, they do here. Eric Condell. You're not going to see this coming, but it's important. Amsterdam, Russell Shorto. This is a great book. You'll enjoy it. It's Why is Amsterdam so liberal? And basically, the history of the world's most liberal city. Good reading. There was a woman. Her name was Frida Menko. She's probably gone now, but she was alive in 2012 or so when this book came out. 13. And she was Anne Frank's classmate. Why was she not exterminated? Because she was so sickly as a girl child. It's a hard story to read, but if you're going to read this book, she was frog marched in the platoon with Anne. As we know, merely days. And she couldn't walk and she fell down. Some TB, read the... Her illness saved her life, her sickliness. In this same book, is a book that saved my life. That's me. And I got the photo of me in 1998 sitting in my job at PeopleSoft in Pleasanton in the exact same position as this portrait, which is of a supposed guy named Gerard in 1642. It's displayed in the Rijksmuseum. It wasn't displayed. It took me years to come to terms with this. Everyone goes, you don't look like that. I look like that. And I wasn't morbidly obese for the first 50 years of my life. And then I evaporated 150 pounds in the 15 months after turning 50. Some data, some scientificness. Okay. All right, we're going to get to the good old Deutsch from your alma mater. We've got a couple more. You know, this is the only thing I think is your problem is silos, my friend. Plantosapiens. We'll find free will in plants. Now, it's not free will as anyone else's. We need a new term, which, as again, my temporary variable is free will smithy. Because I am trying to pitch the Will and Jada Smith Family Foundation to fund the entercation endeavor. You and I have an episode of my Netflix streaming series, #Breaking Brilliant. My friend, this is free will. You make up your, well, here's the life I want to lead, and then you start telling people about it. This is again, going to get a little complex here. I don't want to go any further than Deutsch, I think, but I have Plantosapiens in my hand. Paco Calvo, Spain, Murcia. Mint, Minimal Intelligence Lab. Are plants conscious? I am the apex intellect of consciousness. I guarantee you. Had to be. I needed a new definition of consciousness to stay alive. That evaporating a man, 150 pounds in 15 months after turning 50. I was 333 pounds when I turned 50. 55 right now. Been homeless for 3 years. When I needed help, I've been ignored. All right, final book, and this is due to you. You said get the chaos, Gleick's chaos. It didn't seem to be available, but I got the Gleick's. Genius. A Life is Science of Richard Feynman. Oh, do not get it twisted. As Eric Condell is being my private tutor, so was John Archibald Wheeler. Shoot. My mind's a grass. I wrote a Walt Whitman tribute. Leaves a grass. Mind's a grass. This is philosophy right now, but I got nothing but testable hypotheses. And I dare anyone to disprove them. One human can stay alive. And that, by the way, that 150 pounds, no standard diet or exercise. Here we go to the Deutsch. I'm having so much, I don't know why I'm having fun saying Deutsch's name, but I am. Free will. Smithy. Free will Smithy. I was also thinking free Big Willie style. We can call that FBWS. That's the variable that we're solving for. How does Will Smith exist? Gawky, cowboy boot wearing, big-eared, middle class, black man, black child. You see, you can alter your languaging, but it's very autonomic. How we talk, how we eat, extraordinarily autonomic. Not much free will in these basic, the brain can't trust us. We are so perverse in how we've been taught to, via socialization, with the U.S. of hypocrisy. Well, we know that's failing. But we are on the verge of self-extincting our species in approximately 30 years. That's why I'm trying to get to the Will Smith Family Foundation. And I do need a Stanford professor certifying I'm onto something. So this is just the preface from the Deutsch. And let's be clear, it's the brain's way of healing. It's all healing and curing. I call it RevPrev. Right? I'm a philosopher. Instead of body, mind, soul, I'm talking about human energy, potential, and well-being. Right? Extract things out, get our terms right, get our definitions right. What are we talking about? Free will, we're talking about agency. Okay? And agency is highly dependent upon all the variables, environmental and historical. Okay. Most of the interventions in this book make use of energy, including light, sound, vibration, electricity, and motion. I am the globe's original philosopher of science, the globe's original philosopher of bio-electromagnetism. This is the science that's going to take all y'all neuroscience geeks and it'll be a West Side Story sort of. Is it neuroscience or is it bioelectromagnetism? The definition of consciousness, all in there. Free will is simply a gimme. I really hadn't spent any time thinking about it, so thank you very much for trudging through all them compatibilists. I am not a fan of academic philosophy. All right. No bones to pick. No, I mean, why should I have expected any philosophers at Carnegie Mellon to talk to me? I think technology's conscious. Okay. These forms of energy provide natural, non-invasive avenues into the brain that pass through our senses and our bodies to awaken the brain's own healing capacities. So we don't have the problem of L-DOPA going in and giving some Parkinson's people movement, and it also, like, rearranging every other aspect of their personality. Their impulse, everything. Okay, you know that. Each of the senses translates one of the many forms of energy around us into the electrical signals that the brain uses to operate. And by the way, if I had it's every cell in the body is electric. This is a cutting edge science. There's a journal for your perusal. I'm not enabled of enough funds to peruse a single journal article myself unless I see the extracts. Okay. Each of the senses translates one of the many forms of energy around us into the electrical signals that the brain uses to operate. I will show how it is possible to use these different forms of energy to modify the patterns in the brain's electrical signals and then its structure. Okay. In my travels, I saw the examples of sounds played into the ear to treat autism successfully. I didn't get the tuning fork out. I have adult onset autism. One of the first things that you and I can do, my friend, seriously, just a dinner party, Stanford Autism. I've already been to the Brain Foundation Palo Alto base. They had an autism conference at the Silomar. That's where I sat next to Mario, my breakfast companion. All the clinicians, all the autistic clinicians, they right. So I couldn't be diagnosed in the 70s as a girl with autism. The whole conference. Hi, I'm an adult autistic person. You're the parent of an autistic. I am an autistic adult. They couldn't believe it, but yet nobody took the time to follow on with me. I'm trying to save these kids' lives. Ignored. Okay. Vibration on the back of the head to cure attention deficit disorder. Gentle electric stimulators tingling on the tongue to reverse symptoms of multiple sclerosis. Heal stroke. Sorry, that was there's not even a punctuation there. Tingling of the tongue to reverse multiple symptoms of multiple sclerosis and heal stroke. Light shown into the back of the neck to treat brain injury. This is our boardwalk and park place, yo. There's a lot can be happening right here. Vegas nerve, you're on to that. Into the nose to help sleep, or administered intravenously to save a life. And the slow, soft movements of the human hand over the body to cure a girl born missing a huge section of her brain of cognitive problems and near paralysis. Slow, soft movements of the human hand over the body. Missing brain chunk. Sorted. So really, solving 2,000 plus years of scholarly pursuituses did not notice about consciousness. Not really. I didn't do that big a deal. Somebody figure out how to hand replace a missing chunk of brain? can't wait. I'm very serious. I am looking for you to be my intellectual impresario. Gotta have one. Nobody will believe me because I just have a BA. Outsider outlier because I was a software consultant. So all of this machine, all of this technology, I can see where it seems like you might learn some stuff there. The technology, our brains made the technology, so the technology reflects our brains. Our brains do not reflect how the technology functions. Okay, so here's where I want to get you. I will show how all these techniques stimulate and reawaken dormant brain circuits. Among the most effective ways to do so is by using thought itself to stimulate brain circuits, which is why most of the interventions I witnessed paired mental awareness and activity with the use of energy. Woo-woo guru I may be. They call me that in Portland. I am as super analytical as could possibly be. But I'm willing to entertain, well, what these woo-woo people got to say. They're crap theoreticians. And in fact, most people are. It's being a theoretician requires enormous dedication. And no fear of bursts of insight and intuition. All right, here's the denouement here. I want to get to one more paragraph. The use of energy and the mind together to heal, while novel in the West, has of course been central to traditional Eastern medicine. Only now are scientists beginning to glimpse how these traditional practices may work in terms of Western models, and it is remarkable the extent to which almost all the neuroplasticians I visited were deepening their understanding of how to use neuroplasticity by linking insights from Western neuroscience to insights from Eastern health practices, including traditional Chinese medicine, ancient Buddhist meditation, visualization, martial arts, Tai Chi, judo, yoga, and energy medicine. Western medicine has long dismissed Eastern medicine, practiced by billions of people for millennia, and its claims often because it seemed too far-fetched to accept that the mind can alter the brain. This book will show how neuroplasticity provides a bridge between humanity's two great, but hitherto estranged medical traditions. Well, I'm the globe's original consulting philosopher of quantum physiology, to take the manifest reality and the quantum reality and explain it physiologically. Okay. Plants are conscious. All life is conscious. Those waggle dances. You can look from one perspective and say automatic, autonomic. That's a lot of data and intelligence being passed away to an entire hive. And sure, then the replication of the signal is, right, you've explained it all so very well. And plenty of randomness in there as well. But I think what's missing from Darwinism, and this is a curse of neo-Darwinism, quite frankly, that was just all become random. It's mostly random. Forget 6 sigma statistical, 7 sigma salience. That's where the vibrational potential of our whole being, and this is chaos theory. When you get into the science of sound, you know, the woo-woo people like to say we're beings of light. What organ do we have that creates light? What organ do we have that creates sound? When you look at this through the electromagnetic spectrum at brainwaves, what do we got? 24 hertz, beta, alpha, theta, delta. I can't believe I'm giving you this for free. Free Big Willie style? It's all in the gammas. Harmony.